Hello, Maya. Welcome. Good to see you here. And Barnabas.
Hello,
Almost
Jeffrey.
there.
It's good to see you and everyone else.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, everyone.
Okay.
Can you people put for us music as we wait?
Yes, about we we will play some music later on, maybe in the networking session. But yeah, we're going to kick it off in about 1 minute. Yes, and please do prepare for us some South Sudanese music. We'll play it at the end, or even during the breakout rooms. We can play some South Sudanese music. And yeah, I just also want to say apologies for, yeah, South Sudan. I know the flag has been updated. So yeah, the image on the screen may not represent the true colors of the South Sudanese flag, but I think, yeah, it's close to what we have, but this was the old version. Okay. All right. So I think it's the top of the hour, and we are going to kick it off. Maybe for people who are actually just joining, let's just give them like 2 minutes for them to join, and then we will kick off with a Mapathon. But yeah, as we wait for other people to join, please do introduce yourself in the chat if you haven't done so already. Let us know where you are joining us from, and yeah. Also, let us know which team do you think is going to win the Africa Cup of Nations. We want to map, but also want to enjoy the AFCON. So yeah, let us share some football spirit in the chat as well. Yeah, so yeah, 2 minutes and then we kick it off. All right, so I think we can kick it off. Yeah, thanks everyone for joining our first Mapathon of 2024. And you are all most welcome. Happy New Year, actually, since this is our first Mapathon for this year. We normally have this Mapathon normally have like live interpretation to French, but yeah, our interpreters are not yet here, so we're just going to continue in English for now. But of course, we shall have our breakout rooms as usual. Let me see if I can actually put on my video so that you can see me. But yeah, welcome everyone. And yeah, today we are going to be mapping South Sudan. I think if I'm right, South Sudan is the youngest nation in Africa. I don't know if there is any that has been formed after South Sudan, but yeah, yeah, we are going to be having a presentation from OpenStreetMap South Sudan. So we'll get also to know a little bit more about yeah, South Sudan. But yeah, if you're joining this Mapathon for the very first time, this is the OSM Africa monthly Mapathon. We have this Mapathon every month, once every month. But every month we map a different country. So every month we are hosted by a different country. So today we are lucky to be hosted by OSM South Sudan. But of course, we do organize this Mapathon in collaboration with other groups. So we do organize this Mapathon with youth mappers. We are happy to be having youth mappers, ambassadors, and also members who are joining us today. But they normally join always and also facilitate training in the breakout rooms. We're organizing this Mapathon with the humanitarian OpenStreetMap team, and of course, OpenStreetMap Africa as well. So yeah, like I mentioned, this month, Africa is enjoying the Africa Cup of Nations football, and I'm sure you have very many teams you are supporting. So as a nice breaker for today's Mapathon, yeah, let us share in the chat, please. Let us know which team do you support and which team do you think is going to win the Africa Cup of Nations. So please do share in the chat. Okay. Yeah, this is going to be the mapping project. So 15956, that is Kajokeji. And the other project is 15964 for Yei River State. But yeah, I think, yeah, Romeo will tell us a little bit more about these places and why it is very important to map these places where people are returning to. This is going to be the schedule for our Mapathon. The Mapathon is for 3 hours. We are going to start with the introduction from OpenStreetMap South Sudan, but then we shall go into breakout rooms where we shall do mapping for 2 hours. So yeah, we shall have room 1, which will be for English beginner mappers, room 2 for English experienced mappers, room 3 for French, room 4 for Portuguese, room 5 for Swahili. So those are our rooms for today. But after the mapping, we shall come back to the main room and for the networking session, where we shall also share experiences from the breakout rooms and also have a group photo. So yeah, stick around and yeah, hopefully we'll also hear some music from South Sudan during that session. Yeah, so I think, yeah, without any further ado, I'm now going to stop sharing my screen and invite Romeo from OpenStreetMap South Sudan. He's going to yeah, take us through a presentation about OpenStreetMap in South Sudan. What is their history, what are they doing now, and what are their future plans, but also maybe share some facts about South Sudan that we didn't know. Yeah, so yeah, as when Romeo comes, please do share in the chat. Let us know where you are joining from. Yeah, and I can also see some people are joining in groups. Amazing. The OSM Rwanda team, I think I can see Jeanette. I can see Sabote joining from as a group. And Emmanuel, I think Romeo will tell us which groups are meeting in person. So yeah, Romeo, please, over to you. And yeah, happy mapping, everyone. Yeah, Romeo, we can see your screen, but we don't hear you yet. Yeah, nice to see you, Gatete Pacific, joining with a group of people there. And yeah, as Romeo comes in, we can see some shouts for the teams that are going to win. Garang Deng says Senegal is going to win. Frank thinks it's going to be Mali. And yeah, welcome also Priano from OSM Huila, Angola. You're most welcome. Cuthbert says Tanzania is going to win it. Salam, Abdul mentioned the country there, but I don't know how to read Arabic. But yes, Samuel thinks it is Egypt, Sabota, Senegal, and Malawi. He's supporting two teams. I don't know which team is going to win of the two. Romy, are you good to go?
Yeah, but maybe you make me co-host again so that I can share the screen.
All right, let me do that.
Something abruptly happened. Not so sure why, but
just
make me
Jeffrey, hello. Hello, Jeffrey.
Hello. Yes, Dr. Abdurrahman. You're most welcome.
Yes. Yeah, thank you very much for hosting this Mapathon. And I'd like to thank South Sudan for organizing the Mapathon. I'd just like to say that today we don't have Arabic room. So I'd just like to say it in Arabic to our audience, our participants from South Africa and from Arab countries. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. شكرا جميعا لحضوركم للماراثون اليوم. اليوم للأسف مش حيكون في غرفة خاصة باللغة العربية. أعتقد حيكون English, French and Swahili, I think. مش حيكون معقد، مش حيكون complicated، يعني حتى لو بالإنجليش حتكون فرصة كويسة لكم إنكم أنتم ديروا براكتس للإنجليش في الجوزم وفي الأوبن ستريت ماب. So thank you very much, Jeffrey, again, and the floor is yours. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Abdurrahman. And yeah, I think we are ready for you now, Romeo.
Thank you so much. And let me hope you can hear me very well, Jeffrey.
Loud and clear.
All right. I think I would love to welcome everybody to this amazing session. I think it has been something we've been crying for a long time. When are we going to do this for South Sudan? Yes. And today is such a very beautiful session there. Thank you, everybody, actually, for coming in. My name is Romeo. I am the team leader of the OpenStreetMap community in South Sudan. And yeah, so excited to be here. We are mapping one village at a time. And today, I think we have a couple to be able to share with today. So I would want to start by giving you some fun facts about South Sudan. So one thing that you should know, that South Sudan is actually the youngest nation in the whole world. So not very sure about Barbados, but South Sudan actually is the youngest nation. We just got our independence the 9th of July, 2011, just so recent, like a few years ago. So that is it. And then just making us as a very young nation, of course, we have a lot of things that are happening in the country that are still catching up because we are still young. Yeah, but what does it mean for that? South Sudan also is a very diverse community. We have over 60 distinct ethnic groups, each of them speaking their own language. So like me, I come from a Bari community, but specifically speaking a language called Pojulu. There's like a lot of us. And even you find that within the Pojulu alone, there are different languages. So there are different knots of speaking from different clans. And like there's a lot of diversity in this country, which is both good, but which has also been like a center to a lot of issues happening within the country, more especially division around tribal lines. But I can assure you, South Sudan is such a beautiful place in terms of languages, like over 60 of them. Lucky enough, I can speak up to 11 of those. So I think I'm lucky. Yeah, then one of the beautiful thing is about that the White Nile, one of the two tributaries of Nile River, flows through South Sudan. So if you come to the capital, there is a beautiful place that I think Geoffrey went to. You can see the flow of the Nile within the capital city. of the country, and which brings us to the capital city conversation here. So Juba is the capital city of South Sudan and is one of the most sunniest places in the world. So if you think like you want to really get a little bit sunny and you want to get that hot, humid weather, come to Juba. We have an average of over 3,800 hours of sunshine per year. So it's like really a lot of time. We have all this amazing sunshine that, yeah, if your melanin is not that strong, I think you will also, yeah, it's a little tough one. Yeah, we have actually a lot of wildlife. Just for some reason, still our tourism industry is catching up. But yes, we do have really very diverse wildlife. Like we have cool elephants, giraffes, and of course a couple of other things, more especially antelopes, and I think a lot of antelopes and a lot of deers too. Yes, I think deers. Yes, but a lot of antelopes. I'm very sure of a lot of antelopes are really available in South Sudan. And we use English as our official language, but also one language that is really spoken about in the country is Juba Arabic. So Juba Arabic is slightly, I was so happy when a colleague was speaking in Arabic. I guess a few of us were actually able to get a few things that he was saying. But yeah, but we speak Juba Arabic, which is a little bit not as complex as what Arabic is or Lugha Arabia is. Yes. So, but the other thing is, despite all these amazing things, we are a country that is still grappling with quite a number of challenges. We are, because South Sudan, we are very resilient people. We're very strong people. Today, we are mapping something that is connected to our resilience, and we will be discussing about that. South Sudan has been in an area of conflict, at least since quite a long time. So as a country that is coming up, we have resorted to be very resilient people, but it doesn't stop the fact that we get a lot of challenges. So one of the challenges we have been facing a lot is the issue of war. There's been a breakage of war that has been in the country, and that is from 2000, and there was one that was very serious in 2013, but then also there's this that actually came in 2016 that was able to get at least displace more than 1 million people in the neighboring countries of South Sudan. This is why you see there's a lot of refugees, South Sudanese refugees, over 1.2 million South Sudanese refugees, only like in Uganda, others in Kenya and different places. Now, as this war has been reducing for some years now, we can see that there are many other refugees that are getting back into the country. So going back into the country means a lot, because imagine you're going back to your country whereby probably you now no longer have access to your land. You no longer have access to a lot of services that you used to have before because things have changed. Maybe some of those have been taken over. Some of those services no longer are what they are. The water pumps would have got spoiled from where you went to, and all of those stuff. So many structures got ruined. So yes, one of our mapping today is actually for areas that have been very prone and have received a lot of returnees. That is in the areas that maybe I'll get some mute. Matur, would you please mute?
Let me manage the participants for you. Please continue.
So yes, for one thing that you will see that people have been going back. So like for instance, Yei alone, the Yei rivers, Yei state, there have been a lot of reported returnees who have been coming back voluntarily. UNHCR has not just started returning people, but it is individuals from all these different refugee camps that are getting back to their places. So places we are talking about in Yei that we are going to be mapping today. We have Kajokeji, we also have Morobo, we have places like Lanya. Like enough, we did a mapathon for Lanya at some point, so we're able to solve that. But yes, but that data doesn't exist. You're going to open right now Kajokeji and Lanya, realize that really a lot has yet not been mapped. But these causes and all of this gave birth to what we call now the OpenStreetMap community in South Sudan. We are still young, meaning there's a lot of work we have to do. But yes, we're a very dynamic community of volunteers. We're very passionate about mapping our country for the better, more especially mapping or being able to just put detailed maps out there and putting features into OpenStreetMap and providing this data to humanitarian organizations, individuals, and whoever is interested in the data to create an impact of something that is impressive. But one thing also about South Sudan that is a bit different, even apart from the war, South Sudan has been experiencing a lot of floods. Almost half of the country in the upper end has been experiencing a lot of floods. So since July 2022, we have an estimate of over 1 million people that have been affected by all these severe floods in over 36 counties across South Sudan. And more especially like in the southern part of Abyei administrative area, an estimate of over 490 children have been affected of this. So these are not good news, more especially for our country as we grapple within climate change situations, but also even our internal conflicts. It is always not putting a very good space for this. So South Sudan is a very exposed space, more especially because of its floodplains and the Nile Basin being able just to be available. So we have been having a lot of these political conversations in our country. Should we drain the Sud wetland? Should we do this? How do some of these draining, for instance, of these wetlands help in combating the floods? But yes, it is still a conversation. But yeah, that's where also we as the OpenStreetMap community come in. There's quite a chart, and this chart is a little bit threatening because when you try to look at the way the graphs on how like percentage of areas that have been flooded since 2021 to 2022, now 2023, we see that there is a very higher rise every single day, every single year of a flood during the rainy seasons. We see that the statistics shows that we get more people being affected by these floods. So, which of course still calls in for a lot of action from us and a space that we can be able to respond. We did this, or what we had to do was we collaborated, of course, last time with the Open Mapping Hub, and of course there were quite a number of different other mappers. We're so excited of mappers, like all of us were here, who took us to be able to map quite a lot of places that had, like the Bor and Old Fangak. We have Bentiu in Unity State. These were areas that were having a lot of floods, but we are happy they have been completely mapped and of course validated, and the data has also been presented for people who would need. Yes, so super excited for that. That's exactly what we're able to do with our volunteer base to be able to achieve that. But still, there's a lot of work that is needed out of us. Some of course, as we do some of this mapping, there's like a lot of things that are happening. Challenges, for instance, we have issues around slow and expensive internet. Our internet is very expensive. That's one thing. But we pray hard. We are hearing Starlink is coming into the country. So we hope things change. Yeah, and then we also have a lot of very city-centric operations. Even though as much as possible, we want to really reach out the other areas of the country, it is still not safe. It is still not that completely secure for us to be able to operate unless we can operate online, which still gathers the same issues of slow and expensive internet. Yeah, but also, you know, mapping in the country is a little bit not easy as well. You also have to, even though we're a registered institution, but you still have to be able to have these tough conversations with the government on the why part are you doing this, for them to understand, because the government is dealing with a lot of priorities also at the moment. How do we come in to be able to get this? But yes, we also have issues of funding. South Sudan is extremely very expensive place to live. So yes, no matter whatever money that you have is a little bit to be able to cater for a few things. But yeah, we still also lack the issues concerning resources. But yeah, we still put ourselves to be able to map for unity, progress, and resilience. That's basically what we're trying to do as a community of at least the moment 30 mappers, looking forward to be able to add. So what we do basically is do around resilience mapping to be able to provide like a detailed mapping exercise for people in vulnerable areas, maybe around issues of environment. Like one of the things that we really would love to dream to be able to do, that we're thinking of doing it probably with people who have done it well, like the Roadmap Tanzania, was the issue of trash mapping. When you come to Juba, we have a problem of a lot of trash within the city. How do we map trash and provide this data to companies? We really wanted to do this, but for some reason, the company we wanted to work with, Go Green, had also a lot of other political government issues that failed. But we still look forward to be able to do this. We tend to engage communities, universities. Here you can see some photos of us engaging a couple of universities like Bugema University, and also looking at institutions. But we're also seeing how best do we able to get more people to get into the exercise of this. We're super excited to say we have members within us here who can help us also be able to engage our community and still build that capacity. We're still a growing community. So yes, we still need that capacity to be able to be there. Right now, when you see through the videos, you will see there are groups of people coming together. So we have groups of South Sudanese who have come together as OSM mappers. So they're listening right now and trying to do this together as a community. But yes, we still need more capacity building for that. But we're so excited that some members from Uganda were able to come here and help us as well. So we also do a lot of, as you've seen before, we did disaster preparedness as one of the things that we also love doing as a community in South Sudan. Our easiest tools that we use at the moment that we find are so amazing is the Everyday app. We also use OSM and of course OpenStreetMap, ODK and Kobo Toolbox, which actually takes us to a position that if they're also like very cool, amazing tool suggestions that are existing, yes, why not? That would be something also we'll have to discover. Yeah, apart from that, our future plans is to see that we actually continue doing our programs. We would love to be more sustainable, but also to look at how best do we map out. Like right now, we're looking at how do we map out, do programs like OSM in schools, to be able to be part of this whole.
We lost Romeo. Romeo, are you there? Looks like we have lost you, unfortunately. Okay, I think that's a kind of maybe a technical problem, but yeah, let's give Romeo a minute to come back.
Wait, I got kicked out.
Okay, yeah, we can hear you now. So I think let me see at which polls we, yeah, I think we're on, yeah, slide number 11. That's where we lost you. So you can go back to slide number 11, yeah.
11, right?
Yeah, right there.
Yeah, here, right,
yeah.
Perfect, thank you. Oh my God, you lost me so far. Oh, okay, this is not good. All right, so basically, I think what I was trying to say is that our initiatives, of course, very basic around the area of disaster preparedness is what we're trying to be able to facilitate in the mapping sphere, to create interactive maps, of course, to be able to provide information and things around roads and all that stuff. Then the last part I was talking about was the issue of the tools that we are using right now. So OSM community, things like the Everyday app, the OSM and of course OpenStreetMap, ODK and Kobo Toolbox. And one of the huge recommendations, probably even at the end of this conversation, is to see what are some of the tools that maybe probably you've had an experience with and you'll have to go. So in simple terms, we as a community also, we're looking at future plans in issues like to be able to continue our program, scaling it also like schools. This way you say we're inspired by the program that OSM Uganda is doing, that is OSM in schools. How do we build, how do we engage like institutions and also more universities on doing this program? These are some of our future plans, looking at if we get the exact resources. And then also we're looking at things like to be able to have policy engagement and institutional staff, like how do we get some of the already existing GIS communities, in the country to be able to work with us in terms of collaboration and partnerships. Yes, this is it. I'm so excited that, like for instance, Open Mapping Hub, ESA has been really in support with us, and we really would love to get more support to see in how much we can go with more partnerships and programs within the country. Otherwise, yes, I will wish everybody today a very amazing mapping. Kajokeji is a very central and very, very important place right now because there's a lot of returnees getting back there. But also as they get back, there also still conflicts happening within Kajokeji. But we also wish really all those conflicts get done. But the biggest thing is right now provision of that amazing data to enable service delivery for the returnees getting there. For the case of VA, I think they've got over quite a large number of thousands of returnees getting back as well and trying to settle back into their homelands, but there's still a lot of issues in terms of figuring out what is happening. So that this data that we're mapping today could be really, really essential in helping into service delivery. Yes, so happy to see our communities. Some of them are really into groups, and I can see you there. Thank you so much for joining, and everybody for joining. George, Geoffrey, I will have to stop here for now, in case there are questions or any other thing, so we can move on with our mapping. Thank you.
All right. Yeah, thank you so much, Romeo. I know people learned a lot from that presentation, because yeah, one of the purposes of the Mapathon is also for us to learn from each other and also identify opportunities for collaborations. I think, yeah, some people have seen some of the things you have talked about and interested in collaborating. For example, I know, yeah, Dr. Abdurrahman was showing me some time back a project where he was using, Street View imagery, culture view, and AI to automatically detect trash, garbage on the street using artificial intelligence. So maybe, yeah, opportunities for collaboration. But yeah, I think we are going to go into the breakout rooms. As I open the breakout rooms, maybe Dr. Baman, you wanted to say something quickly?
No, I'd just like to focus and advise our colleagues from OSM South of Sudan to focus on street level imagery, which is the very important phase of digitizing. So with street level imagery, you can extract and retrieve various and big metrics of data sets. So please keep going on Carta View and Mapillary. It's very important, especially Carta View, because it's open source and it's more related to OSM. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. So yeah, I'm going to open the breakout rooms, but I just want to invite Frank Akwete. Can you invite the French speakers in French? Tell them, yeah, we have room 3 for French. Frank?
Yes, Jeffrey.
Yes, yeah, just welcome the French speakers and ask them to join in room 3.
Okay.
Yeah, and also we do have a room for Portuguese. So just want to confirm also, Gertrudes, are you there to coordinate the Portuguese room? All right, so yeah, the rooms are open. So on your Zoom, you should be able to see a button called room. So just join any of the rooms. So we shall be having Laura and Shaban coordinating room 1 for English beginner mappers. Let me actually share my screen again to show us the different rooms so that you can join whichever room you want to join. Okay. Yeah, like I mentioned, yes, we have room 1 for English. We are going to be having Laura and Shaban there. We have room 2. We have Kingsley and Victor are waiting for you there. If you are an experienced mapper and you want to use JOSM, we have room 3 for French, room 4 for Portuguese, and also room 5 for Swahili. So yeah, just join any of the rooms and people will be waiting to guide you on the mapping. So yeah, in each room, we shall start with a small training to teach new mappers. But if you already know what to do, if you already know how to map, then just continue to any of these projects and start mapping. Yeah, thanks everyone and happy mapping. See you in the breakout rooms. If anyone has any challenge joining a breakout room, then just let me know and I can help you. Yes, Calvin, you have a hand up, you have a question? Let me see if I can allow you to unmute. Yes, Calvin, you should be able to unmute now and speak. if you have a question.
Okay. Yeah, no, it's not a question. Thank you, Geoffrey. Can you share the program outline with me once again? Sorry. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. Received.
Yeah, and good to see you here, Calvin.
Same.
Yeah, if you have any challenge joining any room, okay. Hamed, I would like to join room 1. I'll add you to room 1. Okay, and also, yeah, we're not going to be having the Portuguese room. So if you are here and you speak Portuguese, then kindly join either the English, Swahili, or French room. Thank you. So Erika, yes, I'll add you to room 1. Yes.